A dream. I like that. Dreams are places you can have.
Hey everyone, how's it going? I am L. You're probably wondering where's Ronnie for News to Astonish. He's out at the moment, but before you get to him, I just want to share one thing about this movie. Based on my viewing and analysis on this film, I just want to say that this movie goes against everything that the fans love about it. Death Note is a worldwide phenomenon. And if you're going to go in being a fan about it, you'd most likely be disappointed. I know I was when I watched this movie. But anyways, seeing that you're here right now watching this review, would you just want to hear my input? Trust me, I am grateful. All I can say is that this movie is disappointing and it will not offer the fan service that you requested. So, I warn you now, don't expect an accurate representation of the worldwide phenomenon that is known as Death Note. Oh, it's really good. All I can say, after watching this movie, I conclude that this movie is not good. For more, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Ronnie. Ronnie, if you'd be so kind, please do the honors.
Thanks, Al. Hey everyone, welcome to News to Astonish, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. And I'm your host, Ronnie. And today I'm going to be reviewing Death Note on Netflix. So yes, Death Note on Netflix is available right away to stream and watch it. Go ahead and check it out. Death Note is directed by Adam Wingard, stars Nat Wolff, Lakeith Stanfield, and Willem Dafoe as Ryuk. So let's review this. Let's start off with the characters and what did I think about them. First off, I want to point out that a lot of the characters that you know from the anime or manga is missing, and it does take place in Seattle instead of Japan. This is an American version, and it is totally Americanized to the brim. Now, I'm not going to go into spoilers, so if you guys want to check it out anyways because you are fans of the original, go ahead and do so. But I promise I will not spoil anything. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and tell you don't watch this movie. It sucks. It's disappointing. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to stop you from it. Please do not take this review into consideration, and don't let this review influence your decision in watching this movie. I'm just going to give you my opinion and my thoughts as a fan and as a moviegoer and as a movie viewer. So, when I went into this movie, I didn't really have high expectations. I'll just put it out there right now. Had no high expectations whatsoever. I expected an Americanized version of a manga, which typically doesn't go well anyways, because anime adaptations into Hollywood movies don't have a good track record. If you can think of one, let me know, please. I mean, the worst example is Dragon Ball Evolution. That movie was shit. But I'm getting off topic here. Let's talk about Nat Wolff's character, Light Turner. That's right, Light Turner, not Light Yagami. Light Turner in this movie is a smart kid, like Light Yagami in the anime. However, he's the complete polar opposite of Light Yagami in the manga and anime. This kid is an angsty, stupid kid, and he acts like a complete moron, and he does not have an agenda like he does in the anime. In the anime, he wanted to be perceived as this god. He had an agenda. He wanted to keep doing what he was doing. He wanted to keep killing criminals because that's who he was. He was Kira in the anime. And he wanted to be known that he does exist and he is watching over the world, killing criminals who commits acts of crime. Now, there are some aspects from the anime and manga that you might be familiar with that do transpire in the film. And now let's talk about Lakeith Stanfield's L. Lakeith Stanfield, I had a great time with his performance. I thought he was really good. Up until the midway half point of the film, he started to change drastically, and he did exactly everything that L wouldn't do and I'll just leave it at that. I won't tell you what he did. But if you're a fan of Death Note, then you simply know what I'm talking about when you see the movie. But at the very beginning, and throughout most part of the movie, he was really good as L. And, you know, he did eat his sweets, and he did talk in a low monotone voice at first, and he was shy. But everything that he does in the film afterwards, around that mid-halfway point and on, goes completely against what L would do if L was in that situation. I'm talking about L from the anime and manga. Then there's Mia Sutton. Her character was not interesting at all. Her character was just a total bitch. Not even interesting whatsoever. Didn't like it. Didn't like her performance whatsoever. And then we get to the best part of the film, Willem Dafoe. It is such a shame, really, because Willem Dafoe's character Ryuk is the Shinigami god, and he was the best part of the movie. For everything that I did not want to see in the film, I wanted to see more of Ryuk. I was like, let's see more of him. Let's see what else he has to say and everything. Oh, awesome, Ryuk, he's here. No, every time you see him on screen, it's only for like a minute or two, and that's it. If I had to say how long Ryuk was in this movie, I'd say if you took all of his screen time and combined it together, you'd probably get about a good solid 10 to 15 minutes. And this movie's not that long, granted. This movie's only an hour and 40 minutes. Overall, I think this movie shouldn't have been a film. I would have been better off with a series, like maybe 10, 13 episodes probably. And I would have been fine with that. The first 10 to 15 minutes of the film is actually really good. It has a really strong opening, and I really like the opening sequence from the introduction to Ryuk and the introduction to Light Turner, which was different, obviously. But everything afterwards, the movie just falls flat. Totally conventional and totally predictable and really typical. And everything that you've seen in American films, like in comedies, romances, gore, horror films, all those conventions are put into this movie and kind of like jumbled up together, and then out came this movie. This movie is a mess. There are good qualities to it. Some of the characters do capture like the personalities and aspects of the characters from the anime and the manga, which I liked, but totally falls flat. Does a complete 360 like around 20 minutes into the film, and the whole film just felt rushed. You know, there was no time for character development. You didn't really care or feel for the characters that you see in the movie, and there was just no time to getting to know the characters. And it's a real shame, because Death Note is a really awesome manga and anime, and it's a huge worldwide phenomenon, and it's popular amongst every part of the world. And when you take a property like Death Note, who has a huge fan base, and just turn it into a film and just completely crush everything that you know and love about it, it kind of breaks my heart. I'm gonna be honest with you, I actually wanted to quit about around an hour towards into the film, because there was just nothing about this movie that was just pulling me in and keeping me invested. The only thing that was keeping me invested was, again, Ryuk, and he was the coolest part of the film. Guys, overall, Death Note starts off really strong within the first 15 to 20 minutes, completely falls flat from there on in, and then things start to take a drastic turn and changes completely in the halfway point of the film, and just completely disappoints me. I'm gonna give Death Note a C-. Well, that was my review for Death Note, guys. What did you think of it? Have you seen the movie? Have you ever read the manga or seen the anime? Are you a fan of Death Note? I personally have seen the anime about 4 times now, all 37 episodes. I probably will have a review for that in comparison for the review for the movie. And of course, I have the manga, the Omnibus collection. I don't think you can see it, but it's towards the bottom. It's about like maybe 6 omnibus books, which is like a total of like 18 chapters or so, because there's 3 chapters per omnibus. But anyways, that was my review. What did you think? Did you like this video? Hit the like button, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next comic panel.